against it.
Yeah, just a great game from Hans there, and we will be coming up with our second game very shortly. It will be Rest, Rest, Rest versus Young Money Club. So a nice, exciting match coming up for us next.
All right, I can't wait.
Yeah, I think kind of the big winning point for Hans in that game were they were winning the safe lane with the clinks against the clockwork. Lippy rotated in a couple of times to help him out a bit, secured a kill for balls, which really shot up his dominance in that lane. Endless did a great job in that off lane, getting the farm he needed to, out farming the Mirana, and just kind of the unexpected Earthshaker plus Lich combo in the mid. They had won all three lanes, and because Chen was so busy going around in smoke, warding the Ancients, kind of trying to help out lanes as well, he didn't have that full-on secured jungle farm, so Hans just kind of snowballed from there and made those small victories into a large one.
It, it went down exactly as you said. I mean, with the 3 lanes won for Hans Reborn, and then, yes, with the Chen snowballs the early game. You have to sort of win at least 1 or 2 of your lanes if you have a Chen on your team, and then you bring the Chen in with those creeps at level 3 or level 5, ideally. Bring him in and just snowball over the top of your opposition, and just take him out.
Yeah, and I think the kind of big indicator of that game was the fact that they had absolutely no towers down, which was not very nice to see when you've got a Chen on your team. So just unfortunately, MI6 not able to execute that game.
Yeah, it just didn't go well for him. I when the draft came up, and like when the draft was happening, and they picked that Chen, like we both sort of looked at it, and we didn't like it. We didn't love it for those couple of reasons, and it just sort of played against Made in Six in that game. I feel Hans Reborn just they knew like they could run the dual lanes. They weren't going to be facing any tri lanes. They weren't going to be facing any real danger of their heroes dying because of that reason. And they just happily threw out their dual lanes and they put the Timbersaw, who is a difficult hero to kill, in the off lane. And there was no real danger.
Yeah, exactly. It was just kind of unfortunate to see. I think it was a slight bit of drafting issue, but again, as we said, Hans are just so strong mechanically in all of their kind of solo lanes. It's very hard to beat them down in that laning stage. I have sent you the password. In fact, yeah,
Yes.
it looks like you've joined up now. There we go. I'm blind. I don't know how long you've actually been there. Last time I looked, you were.
No, that's okay. I was having like an issue. I was searching with the password and nothing was coming up. And then I just went, okay, I'll just search for friends.
Friends, yeah, and then bring it
Yeah.
up.
Hmm.
Dota is fun sometimes with that kind of stuff.
Oh, it's got lots of little things like that arrow going straight through the Timbersaw in the last game.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, that was fun. It's I've seen that bug quite a lot before. Actually,
Is it
it's
just
with
because it's
the
like an instant stun because they're like right on top of each other?
well, it also happens with Tuskar's ice prison thing that I've forgotten the name of it.
Oh, ice
If
shards.
you're yeah, ice shards. If you're in a melee range with either of those 2 skills and you cast it, it hits, and the spell, like the animation, continues through them, but the spell has actually ended. So if the arrow or the ice shards passes over another hero or unit, it won't actually do anything, but the animation is still there. So it's
Yeah,
a bug that's been around for a little while.
I've actually had this weird bug lately. If I'm against a Visage or a Rubik especially, I'll just be like walking through the fog and randomly the projectiles will start hitting me for no reason. Like you'll just see a big right click green glob coming in from Rubik, or a Visage like Soul Assumption or Familiar hit comes from the fog and they aren't actually attacking you, and it really freaks you out because you're like, oh, I'm just walking through the jungle. Oh crap, there's a Visage here, and then
Oh god!
but it's not. And then I ask my teammates and they're like, oh yeah, they keep on flying and hitting me too. I have no idea what's going on.
Wow, that is really yeah. I don't think I've encountered that. I've another big one that I see is Necrolite's Death Pulse, or what's his name now? Necrophus?
Necrophos. Which is
Yeah,
quite funny
Necrophos.
because apparently Phos means light in Greek or something like that, so he's just Necro Light again.
Okay, that's a fun fact. I didn't know that.
Yep.
But yeah, I've seen like his death pulse just randomly flies around the map occasionally, and you just see like one flying off and like hit a creep and doesn't do anything.
Oh
It's just the
yeah.
animation is there. So,
I've seen that before as well, just like random projectiles going around, not actually like aimed at anything, it just flies about.
hmm. So yeah, there's still quite a few, especially animation bugs sitting around in the game that they sort of need to maybe get on top of and fix it up because some of those, like especially like the Rubik and
Yeah, the
like
right click
attack
and
animations
spell
coming out of the
animations
scope,
really freak you out.
that'd be horrifying.
It's like,
Just
oh crap,
in
I'm being smoke ganked.
there. Oh god.
It's even worse because I'm usually playing the 5 or 4 in that kind of situation, and it's even worse because it's not just like, oh yeah, I'm running through and they might, I might need to pop a BKB or something like that. It's just, oh no, I'm going to die.
Yeah, it's you. I am the one who is susceptible to ganks. Ah.
Please no. But we
No.
will be having a rest versus YMC coming up very shortly. In fact, I'm going to go tweet about it now.
Excellent. So last night we had Young Money Club going up against Hans Reborn, and that was a fantastic match. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but go and have like watch the video from the last match or watch the stream from the last match. It was fantastic. Young Money Club and Hans Reborn, both really fantastic teams. If you're watching the stream now, then you just watched Hans Reborn play, you watched their systematic plays, you watched how good they are. Young Money Club really, really went up against them quite well. They were both really neck to neck for quite a while. So, fantastic games. Rest was playing last night as well. They played up against, oh god, I keep forgetting the acronym, but
It is ZSWY, I believe.
ZSWY.
Yes,
Yeah,
ZSWY.
that was a really fantastic game as well. It was much more one-sided, but it was still really interesting to watch. There was quite a few decent plays, and Rest really executed quite a quite a good number of plays in that game. So Young Money Club and Rest should be an interesting match. Hopefully, I'm really keen to see how these two teams go up against one another and see what sort of things they can pull out.
Yeah, it should be a very, very good match. Of course, Tondas and the Evil Twig being a couple of Australian casters that are kind of in the scene here and there, so we always wish them the best. And YMC, of course, one of the big up-and-coming teams. They've really, as we said, took Hans to the limit the other day, as well as they've been doing really well in the tournaments lately, kind of faltering up against the really big name kind of Hans, CSW, Noxious, but placing really high in the tournaments lately, and Young Money Club, as I said, really showing that they can test these top teams, and I'm looking forward to seeing them go even further.
Yeah, they were very enjoyable to watch. So I'm really keen to watch this match. They've got some really, really good players under in their team, and they know their roles and they know what they need to do. They know what they need to achieve. So I've only seen them play the one sort of strategy, and I don't know them too well, so I don't know what sort of other things they've got under their belt, what they might be able to do, and what sort of things they might be able to pull out of the hat, what other strategies they've practiced. So hopefully something good comes out, and it will be a surprise to me, and they can show me up. So should be good.
Yeah, it should definitely be interesting. We're just waiting on the last player of YMC to load in. Apparently, the stream has a black screen. Not sure why. If it is, then maybe the guy needs to refresh it. It looks like it's fine on my preview, so I'm not too sure if the stream's having issues or not. So I'll check that out right now.
Well, I'm getting like a straight up screen. I'm got the stream on just to double check it. It seems to be going fine for me.
Yeah, I've got a grey screen for some reason. I don't know whether it's people that are just loading in now or not. Yeah, no, there we go. Yeah, it's coming up fine for me. So, if you are having issues, just try to refresh.
Yeah, just try reconnect, refresh, close the web page, open it back up. Just try those usual troubleshooting things. It should come up fine.
Yeah, it is kind of an annoying issue with Twitch. They haven't really, I don't know, since they kind of held a monopoly on the streaming market when Own3D shut down, they've kind of let a lot of issues just lie there for a long time, which kind of annoys me. Just like these kind of weird Twitch issues where, you know, the stream lags for no reason when I know I haven't dropped any frames, or, you know, just not the best routing to some people when they're trying to watch streams, when they, you know, definitely have the download speed to watch it seamlessly. So here's hoping Twitch lifts their game a little bit, and or we get some more competition in the field. It looks like Daily Motion is starting to kind of up their game, so maybe that'll be the impetus for Twitch to up their services a bit.
I would be really excited if like these streaming sort of sites do pick up their game, as you said. There is a real potential for these streaming sites to unlock huge potential for them to do this gaming thing, especially for the esports. If they can sort out those few issues and those bugs, and they can get it, if they could get it like almost like television quality or YouTube quality, those sort of things, it's the potential is limitless.
Yeah, it is a bit crazy, and I'm kind of wondering why more people don't do it. Of course, it does take a lot of startup capital, and you need to have the infrastructure to run it. So there are definitely hurdles to get into it, but it's definitely a very lucrative business if you can get into it. It's just Twitch seems to be strong-arming everyone. So
And yeah, with that monopoly, they really, really can. So
yeah.
somebody needs to stand up to them and get that competition going so we can get those better services.
Yeah, exactly. But we are still just waiting on the final YMC member. They said that he'd only be about 3 minutes, probably about a minute or two ago, so shouldn't be too much longer. And then we can get our third game of the night finished. I have been told there will be a game after this. It'll be Maiden 6 versus ZSWY. The scheduled start is at 10 p.m, but I believe the teams have until 10:20 to get into the lobby before it's a forfeit. So I'm not entirely sure who'll be covering it, but it should be up on this channel at Twitch TV/esports daily. But unfortunately, I do have to go to bed because I work full time, so I won't be able to cover that game.
Some of us work, unfortunately. I mean, we wish we could be professional casters, but in Australia at the moment, it's a dream. We're working towards it.
Yeah, it seems at the moment the way the scene is, it's basically what Toby did. You have to kind of move out of the country, you know, go to Germany, go, you know, to America, as Gods did as well in LD with BTS Studio in LA, then kind of try and get into the international scene more. Because it's not just the infrastructure in Australia with the internet kind of limitations, it's really the time zone. It's only really decent for Southeast Asia Dota, and there's just not enough going on here at the moment. You had all the kind of big name players like Mushi, you know, etc., moving to China and to, you know, moving overseas into those different time zones. So unless you want to stay up until 3 a.m. to start casting, there's not much work you can get. But of course, we have companies like Esports Daily, the Australian Esports League, trying to get that going, really ignite the Australian scene. So it isn't just kind of a dream for Australian gamers that they can do this, but an actual reality. So definite massive props to them.
Yeah, it is becoming a reality, and yeah, massive props to those sort of organizations out there who are trying to get it going. So full support to you guys.
And it looks like we will be starting up the game shortly. The fifth player has arrived here.
All right, we just get some confirmations from both teams, and I believe we're ready to go.
Yeah, Bloodlock just needs to start. I'll just message him now. Quan did come into the channel earlier, of course being our head admin, and said the game would be starting at 9:20, so it may just be a scheduled slightly later start, so may have to wait 5 minutes. Nope, we actually are starting right now. There we go.
Cool. Ding ding, straight into it. Let's go.
Boom. Just waiting on Miggles to join into the game. It looks like Rest need to pick up a sponsor for poor Miggles.
Oh, he needs a new computer, unfortunately. No,
More coal on the fire.
Hearing that name again, he played so fantastically last night. Again, go back and watch the games from last night on the streams, on the VODs. They were fantastic. Some of these players Rest, their new player Miggles, who I understand has just come over from Heroes of New Earth a little while ago.
No, that was Slicks for CSW.
Slicks, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, right, yes, my bad. Okay,
That's right.
Well, anyway, regardless, Miggles played fantastically last night. Even if you just go and just like put the camera following him, it was phenomenal. His gameplay was amazing. He knew what he could accomplish. He knew like the boundaries of his hero, and he smashed it. It was great. He was phenomenal to watch, and I'm so hoping that we get to see it again in this game.
Alrighty, so let's get into it. Hello and welcome everybody. This is the Australian Esports League, our third game of the night in the quarterfinals round robin. We have Young Money Club versing Rest. I am the Spectre. Joining me is Dota is Hard's very own Project Swift. How are you going today, buddy?
I'm doing good, and I'm so looking forward to this Dota. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Hopefully this match is excellent. Yes, I'm so excited, as you can tell.
Yeah, as you were saying in the wind-up, Miggles just an extremely entertaining play to watch over the side of Rest. His puck is definitely something to watch out for. As we saw last night, his Tinker just absolutely obliterated the enemy team. But of course, YMC are not without the talent themselves. We saw Eminem in this game, just M, absolutely going to town with an anti-mage last night. He was the Bash Lord. Of course, you can check out all of these VODs on Esports Daily's YouTube page, which is, of course, youtube.com/esportsdaily. So, looking at the bans, we've got an ET as well as an Alchemist, the first bans from YMC, which,
Dyer's pick.
you know, I'm not sure if Alchemist really deserves this first ban. I would much rather see the Clockwork banned out, in my opinion.
Well, it worked out for Young Money Club banning out that Alchemist because they were able to pick up the Clockwork with Rest getting that first pick of the Crystal Maiden after the bans of the Timbersaw and the Bonanza. But both teams know exactly what they want because Young Money Club answered that Crystal Maiden first pick straight into a Weaver Clockwork. They knew exactly what heroes they want, so I think they've got that strategy lined up in their head.
Yeah, they snapped it up basically immediately, already into Rest turn again. The draft is just flying by. They already have the Crystal Maiden going for the Visage now. They did play these heroes the other night and did really well with them, so maybe we'll see some more big nukes coming out from the Solar Assumption. And from the looks of these supports, it looks like Rest might be looking to run a defense lane. Just having the Visage is a bit of lane presence. If, of course, they do win that lane, which they should, you can always have the Crystal Maiden going into the jungle, as she is just so strong with that Frostbite landing, a standard 10-second on the creeps, even from level 1. You can jungle with it quite effectively, so we might see her just pick up some extra experience there.
Also, that combo, the Crystal Maiden and the Visage, that is a lot of early game damage. Like, get those two heroes to about level 3, that is a huge amount of damage put into a tri-lane. So, if you're up against the Weaver, if you have that Dust or that Sentry Ward, just throwing out all the nukes, the Visage's Soul Assumption after the Crystal Maidens, Frostbite and Frost Nova, or Crystal Nova first and then probably Frostbite to hold the Weaver while he's Shikuchi'd. Visage following it up with a massive Soul Assumption, that would take down a Weaver.
Yeah, of course, some people may not know, but Frostbite actually does give vision of your target. So if you're able to grab Weaver during the fade time of Sakuchi, he'll stay visible for the duration of Frostbite. So definitely a great support to have up against that Weaver. But generally, Weavers don't mind too much, regarding CMs. Early on, they might be a problem with their nuke damage, but CMs are just complete food for Weavers late game. It's basically you 2 to 3 shot them with Geminate and they're down. So we're gonna have to see that power struggle between support and carry early on in the laning stage. But of course they could run the Weaver as a safe lane solo. So YMC actually picking up the Naga Siren, a hero that we haven't seen too much of recently. It just seems that in 6.79, I've got to say, I think it's really down to the wind-up time of the net. A lot of teams are really liking the instant stuns that other heroes provide, and against also the ultra-high mobility lineups that are coming out, just that small wind-up on net can mean that their heroes are a few more hundred units away and that much harder to catch. So, but, that being said, Naga Siren is still an extremely potent hero. That net does go through BKB, so it's great for locking down those heroes late game, as well as having Song, which is probably one of the best ultimate spells in the game. It doesn't do any damage, but boy, can it set it up. It's also great around the Roche Pit, set it off at the right time, steal an Aegis, or just set up an easy pickup of an Aegis for your team. So, and outside of that, great for setting up team fights or disengaging. So Naga Siren's still an extremely strong hero.
Rest turned around and picked up the Queen of Pain. So Queen of Pain is good against the Naga Siren because you can see that net coming. As soon as the net's flying towards you, you just blink, disjoint it. But also, Rest picked up Queen of Pain last night in their match, and let me tell you, that Queen of Pain was pretty huge. Actually, no, I'm getting my matches mixed up again, damn it.
Yeah, Queen of Pain was in the Hans game,
Never mind, disregard that.
One of Shatan's favorite. Rest was the Tinker in the hands rather of Miggle, so it looks like he'll be taking up the Queen of Pain this game as he is Rest mid player. I haven't personally seen him on Queen of Pain, but if it's anything like his Tinker or his Puck, it's going to be pretty insane. And YMC actually picking up the Puck to go against Queen of Pain. Of course, traditionally, in a 1v1 situation, the Puck should come out ahead every time, just because you are able to jaunt if the dagger goes to you, which is one of Queen of Pain's major harassment points, as well as being able to dodge the Scream. You usually have to pick between the two, but Puck, so strong with that damage that can fly out from Orb, as well as a silence that can stop that Queen of Pain from blinking away, and can set up some nice ganks from your supports if they do decide to come into that mid lane.
This will be an interesting mid matchup. Queen of Pain and Puck is one of those traditional mid matchups that a lot of mid players do practice between one another. So it will be a fun matchup to watch, and I will be keeping my eyes on this mid lane.
And I mean, if we look at the lineups, it looks like YMC still need their secondary support. They've got the Puck for mid lane, Clockwork or Weaver for the off, Naga Siren as one of the supports. They still need one more. At the moment, it's looking like they probably want to go more into a field of a range support. Maybe something like the Rubik, which is still available. It would just add some nice damage with the Fade Bolt, as well as having that lift along with Clockwork is really great. If they manage to get out of the cogs, you can lift them back in. You can throw them in if the cogs are slightly off, and or just lift it up so the Clockwork can get in range. So I think the Rubik would be a great pickup for YMC. And Rest. They need a hard carry. We already see the Luna as well as the Viper banned out for YMC, so it's kind of hard to pick because Australian Dota sometimes doesn't have a hard carry. We kind of see a lot of mid-game carries like the Nakes, the Weaver, that aren't generally the best later on. I guess the Australian meta seems gank hard, get an early lead in lanes and just snowball from there. So often we see them kind of favor the semi-carries like Queen of Pain, like the Weaver to an extent. Of course, Weaver can carry pretty decently, but We'll see what Rest decide to ban and then pick up. Of course, having the last pick is very useful, especially for your carry, but they could go with something like the Gyrocopter. A Crystal Maiden Gyro Visage lane is extremely strong. Having that stun to go into Rocket Barrage and that damage that comes out racks up Soul Assumption charges so quickly. I think it would fit in really nicely with their team.
I think that would be a great pickup for Rest, especially with the them having the Wind Ranger, that very flexible hero on the long lane, quite probably. So that will add a lot of sort of like utility to their team. They have that Queen of Pain, the Visage, the Crystal Maiden, who all add that little bit of something to their team, but the Wind Ranger gives that solid lockdown, gives a bit of attack damage. So it does open them up to be quite flexible with the carry that they choose. But I do feel that Gyrocopter would fit in perfectly.
Yeah, and I think with the Wind Ranger as well as Queen of Pain pickup, I'm probably going to call her Windrunner most of the time. It's just ingrained into my brain. But with those two together, if you get off a Shackle Shot on two heroes in a team fight, that's an instant follow-up with a giant ultimate from Queen of Pain, as well as an easy two-man Scream. So the two of them together I really like, as well as if you get off a Shackle Shot, that's a good 4 seconds that they can't move out of a Crystal Maiden's ulti. So we actually have the TA picked up, and I'm thinking maybe this Queen of Pain is going to go into a dual lane with maybe the Visage or CM, and Windrunner plus Visage or CM will go into the other lane, and we'll have a TA possibly in the mid, as TA is very, very strong against that puck. You can't dodge every hit of Psyblade, so it does come down quite a bit to individual skill, but with no real way to take down that refraction, I'm really liking that TA pickup.
I quite like it. It does fit into that little point that you brought up before, where Australian Dota doesn't always have that hard carry. Both of these teams are missing it at the moment, with Rest, their hardest carry being that Templar Assassin, and Young Money Club having the Weaver as their hardest carry. So that will be interesting. And it looks like Young Money Club, their quick little change up of the lanes. But if you want to start introducing people...
Definitely. On the side of Rest, we have Tondas taking up the mantle as Crystal Maiden. Windrunner will be played by Explosive Fury. Queen of Pain will be taken by Evil Twig. Visage will be played by Lethal. And finally, Miguel's in this mid lane on the Templar Assassin.
For the Young Money Club, we've got Eminem under the guise of M playing this Weaver. We've got ESRR.
30 seconds to go.
You're going to have to... GV, Young Money Club GV, is going to be taking up the line with Boons on the Clockwork, looks to be going mid. We've got Illusion Jesus playing that Naga Siren, and 214 on the puck.
Yeah, and both teams just kind of facing off on the other side. They know GV's coming forward. They've got the high ground vision. Lion is in a lot of trouble here. Explosive Fury's here. Didn't have the line for the Shackle Shot before. Now has it. Light of Heavening it all the way up. GV knows he's in a lot of trouble, but Explosive Fury picking up that first blood, and it's in the exact same spot as last game. This ramp is proving
serious deja vu.
The first blood area just in this ramp right now, and of course, it's always going to be favoring that Radiant. Luckily, or who knows for Lion, he did actually get that Observer Ward down, so it'll be a nice bit of vision, and I'm not sure that Rest actually spotted that out. They didn't instantly deward it, and Tondas does have the Sentry Wards on him, so I'm not too sure if they actually picked up on that fact. And I do like the change of lanes, as you said before. They've got Clockwork running in the mid lane. They knew Puck would have a hard time. And instead, it's going to be a Puck Queen of Pain matchup. The matchup that YMC definitely wanted in this safe/off lane.
In the mid lane, the Miggles on the Templar Assassin did make a bit of a mistake up against Boons, as soon as Boone popped that first power cogs, Miggles ran into it twice, and that knocked off a lot of health and a lot of mana. So that's going to put him at a bit of a disadvantage in this early lane, and it's happened again. He's copped another cogs, and he's running very low on mana. As soon as he uses that refraction, he's going to be out.
Yeah, it's a great way to lane it if you are a Clockwork, of course. This is why Clockwork can go up in that mid lane. And it's kind of the one instance where you might see cogs leveled up over Battery Assault. And it's not the fault of Miggles. It's really hard to escape those cogs. It's a a very common trick as a Clockwork in these kind of one-on-one situations to spam out the cogs, and Miggles is going to be a lot of trouble until he can afford that bottle, and he's still quite a few last hits away from getting that. Boon's just playing the matchup really, really well.
Meanwhile, in this top lane, both Tondas and Lethal on the side of Rest are playing very aggressive. They're going in around this area. They've got really trying to harass out that Naga Siren played by Illusion Jesus. They don't want those stacks and they don't want those pulls happening. So playing very aggressively.
GV is going to come through the side here. Might be able to catch out Lethal, but he is just going back. Explosive Fury now caught out. The instant Hex coming out. He's already down to half health. Needs to get out of here quickly. The right click's coming through. The stun will be enough. Lethal just doesn't have enough damage to take him back, and Illusion picking up that kill in the top lane.
The Young Money Club were very on the ball there. They saw Tondas go and de-watered this ward up here. As soon as he walked into vision, they knew there was only 2 heroes. They went straight on them.
We have Miggles caught out in the mid lane here. The battery assault is going to town on him. It's already level 2, and that is a solo kill on the TA for Boons. And this early game not going well for Rest after that first blood. YMC have hit back hard, picking up the next 2 kills.
That is a big win for the Clockwork to be able to solo kill a hero, especially someone like a Templar Assassin who really sort of relies on that snowballing ability. That's a big win. That's like, Young Money Club have got to be cheering about that. And as soon as this Clockwork hits level 6, he'll be able to go top and just absolutely shred Rest's aggressive tri-lane.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult to play through this. Of course, the Visage Familiars, one of the biggest annoyances in the world for a Clockwork, as well as many heroes, because those Familiars, they just soak up so many skills that they really shouldn't, and they didn't used to. In fact, we're going to have a big initiation on the top lane. We're going to have a creep shackled to a tree. A bit of a misplay there. A nice 2-man stun coming out from GV. Eminem dropping low, but Explosive Fury will be the first to fall. Tonda's now looking to deny himself to neutrals, and he does so. Great play from him. Lethal, meanwhile, picking up the Weaver. It's a 2-for-1 trade so far. Lethal trying to get out of here, throwing out the Grave Chill, and he's just going to escape. So YMC get the 2 kills, but the Weaver does fall for it, and that's probably the worst hero to fall. Now, Explosive Fury coming back, and GV isn't being wary enough. The Shackle Shot will just miss. Weaver's come forward again. Lethal doesn't have enough mana to throw out the Grave Chill or the Soul Assumption, and Illusion Jesus's clarity gets cancelled there. Shackle Shot was still on cooldown though, so unable to capitalize on the tree running there from Naga Siren.
So much action happening in this top lane, as you would guess. I mean, the tri-lane versus tri-lane, both supports on the Dire team are wandering around on very little at the moment. Like, the Lion's got 150 life, is now running back, and this Illusion Jesus playing the Naga Siren is getting very low to this the Wildkin that was just taken down. So both these supports are going to have to play very cautiously in this tri-lane.
Yeah, right now, even a scouting power shot from Windrunner could take him down, so they need to be ultra careful with their positioning. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Miguel's has been doing slightly better. He's hit level 6.
Bottom lane.
Boons is slightly ahead. Bottom lane, there is going to be a rotation. 2-1-4 gets caught out. And that was very, very necessary. Evil Twig was getting really beaten out of that lane. Only 7 and 6 to Puck's 25 and 11. Of course, 2-1-4, YMC's normal mid laner. Evil Twigs is the normal off laner for Rest, or kind of solo safe laner. So, with an unfavorable matchup and kind of unfavorable one-on-one skills, he was definitely getting beaten down there. And just a great rotation in from the Crystal Maiden, able to pick up that kill. We're going to have a hook in the mid lane. Boons is going in on Miggles. The refraction gets thrown up, but the dust is thrown out as well. There's no way he can get away. Illusion comes through and picks up his 2nd kill for the match.
This is going well for Young Money Club. That loss of Puck is a bit... Yeah, that's a bit iffy for them, but here's so far ahead.
They're going on him again. Tondas comes through with the haste rune. They're going on Puck now, but it doesn't look like they're going to dive. Queen of Pain just doesn't have enough mana for the blink and scream. Might look for it now, but Puck's gone off to the side. Tondas trying to chase with that haste rune, but Puck just doing too good a job walking around the corner, and he's just going to bottle up. Had a full bottle available, so unfortunately, that gank will fail.
This rotation of the Crystal Maiden is going to allow this Queen of Pain to catch up. The 2-1-4 on the Puck is going to have to play so much more defensively. Having the Crystal Maiden hold the Frostbite and the extra damage from the Crystal Nova is very threatening. So, yeah, Puck's going to have to step off a bit, and he is going to lose out. I mean, he is very far ahead in those last hits, but this should allow the Queen of Pain to catch up a bit.
But of course, because of this, it's now a 3 vs 2 situation in the top lane. And in fact, in the mid lane, Miguel's is going in on Boons, who has thrown up the cogs, but Miggles is inside. He's thrown out a secondary trap. Tonders gets forced back. He wants to come in here with a Frostbite, but just can't get in range. The rotation will not go ahead, but we're going to see a dive on top as well. The double man Riptide coming out. A teleport was going to come in, but it gets cancelled by Boons in the mid lane, who also gets a kill from it. So excellent play there, stopping the rotation coming in as well as picking up a kill, but now he's in trouble. One more trap should do the job. Miguel's one more offensive charge, and he goes for the meld strike, and because of it, the cogs stop him. Excellent play from Boons, and maybe a bit of misplay from Miguel's. He had one more offensive charge, and with 80 bonus damage, I think he could have just right-clicked the clockwork there. Meanwhile, on top, GV is getting hit down by these two supports. The Soul Assumption should be here, but the power shot finishing him off, and that's going to be another kill for Rest. The kill score now 6-4 in YMC's favor. If we look at the experience, it's going up and down, but at the moment around 750 in favor of YMC. We take a look at the gold, 500 in favor of YMC, but going up toward Rest. So still an extremely even game 8 minutes into this third match of today.
There is action happening all over the map on this game. Both teams were playing quite well at picking up on those little mistakes that each team was putting forward, like the Crystal Maiden teleporting in open view and the Clockwork hooking straight
Evil Twig getting ultimated down on bottom, as well as the silence. The net from Illusion coming out. Evil Twig trying to get away. He blinks into the trees, disjoints the final attack. He's on 5 health. 2-1-4 coming through, but he can't get vision of it. Queen of Pain needs to get out of here, but it's only a level 1 blink. He needs to get out of here, but the orb comes out milliseconds before the blink is off cooldown. That's got to break your heart on the Evil Twig side.
That was just a race between which cooldown was going to come off first, and while all that was happening, Rest did take Tier 1 tower on the top lane.
Right now.
So Rest will take the first tower of this match. It definitely does give them a little bit of a gold advantage right now, and it looks like they're just going to scout out with these Visage Familiars. GV might be in a bit of trouble here. We're going to get a double stomp here, but they're just going on M. Sentry Ward placed down, but the Frostbite not lasting nearly enough. They needed the Familiars on M if they wanted to catch him. And of course no Shackle Shot follow-up, so M does get out of there as well as GV, but still Rest playing very aggressively here. Might be able to catch out Boons if they are looking. They do have the ward here that should have spotted out the rotation, and they do notice him in this mid lane now. Miguel's needs to be very cautious of that hook in.
It's something that he's got to watch out for. There's a bit of dewarding and warding going on there. This Crystal Maiden was spotted, but did manage to pick up that Invis rune. A couple of familiars harassing those, but yeah, just while that little skirmish was happening top, I was just having a giggle over the Naga
needs to be
side.
Careful. Ooh, the hook is just gonna miss out. Yeah, the warding and dewarding in this mid lane, as you were saying, almost catches out Tonders because he thought he was safe in the Invis rune, but unfortunately for Boons, he just missed out on that hook shot.
And I was also having a laugh, Illusion Jesus found a sentry ward up there, found an observer ward, but wasn't able to deward it. He was just sitting there looking at it, going, help, and Puck had to actually come in from the lane to deward it for him.
It's always such a pain when you're playing a melee hero, and you don't have something like the Quelling Blade where you can take down those high wards, or a way to kind of destroy off these trees, so we are actually going to be seeing a dive in the mid. Evil Twig is set to take down Boons, but we've got to pause out for lag on Boons' side, and let's take a look. We've got a TP on GV, but they are going in on Explosive Fury, who's just been hexed up. It's got that is a level 2 Hex. No points in Mana Drain for Lion at all, actually, which is slightly non-standard, but Explosive Fury might be getting caught out here. And we do have rotation coming in from Illusion and 214, so while Rest has the upper hand now, they may be walking into a trap.
There is the potential for like instant teleport support from Young Money Club here. But
Boon's dropping the cogs,
seems
craps
to be living.
through. The Frostbite comes out, but the song from Illusion, Jesus. Boons is going to go back for now, but he's come straight back in. The ultimate from Puck, catching all of them out. Boons will go down to the Familiars, but 214 with a double kill here. Illusion now trying to run as fast as he can. In comes the Soul Assumption. Miguel's is going for the kill. He will pick it up. It's a 3 for 2 trade. No, it's going to be 4. A triple kill picked up by 214. And Miguel's popping off the refraction just in time, but he needs to run. He knows it's not going to last long enough. He's taking those bottle charges. Probably needs to pop the wand as well, but it doesn't look like Puck and GV are going to be chasing. They're just going to push back this wave. And all in all, YMC definitely getting the better end of that trade there.
Oh, that was fantastic for Young Money Club. They would be cheering right now. The Puck, who is currently leading the last hit, getting that triple kill. He is so close to his Blink Dagger now, and it's only 12 minutes into this game. As soon as he picks that up, that's going to be dangerous for the for Rest.
A nice deny of the rune there. Puck was about to pick up. Quinnipiac just blinking forward. Knew she couldn't pick it up, so just right-click to deny it. And Eminem, meanwhile, has had this time to basically free farm. He's starting to recoup the losses of the lane. The Windrunner tri-lane was a little bit too much for him early on, but he's back up at 3k net worth and starting to show his worth on this map. Getting a little bit of solo farm and experience. He's up at level 8 now.
Windrunner definitely made the most of that trial out, getting a few kills, getting 2 kills, did die 3 times, but having 54 last hits currently has almost finished her mechanism with that phase boots and Ring of Basilisk as well.
Yeah, and that mechanism is going to be a very big boon to them in this game. Only 50 gold off it. You often see a lot of Windrunners go for that 4-star first, but of course Windrunner is so perfect for the role. Boons might be in some trouble here in this mid lane, but Miguel's unfortunately running into a cog at the last second, gets netted up as well, but the right click is just enough. The 2 levels in the Psionic spill is just enough. Psi Blades, so a great pickup there by Rest, and it looks like they're going to transition this into a T1 tower push, and YMC just unfortunately not in the position to trade at the moment. The lanes just aren't pushed enough, and Rest aren't stopping here. They're going straight onto the tier 2s, and they've picked up the mechanism now, but we're going to have a dive in on bottom lane. 214's gone behind it, and the Finger of Death getting the kill on Windrunner. You can't dodge that.
Can't run out of that one. But the unfortunate thing about picking up that kill is they lost that mid tower, and there's a lot of damage on this mid tower.
Illusion Jesus throwing out the stun. Boons is going to run after the Queen of Pain, but he just blinks out of there. 214 picking up a kill. They're trying to hunt Miggles down now, but maybe the hunter will become the hunted. 214 gets poisoned. Tonda's throwing out a great ultimate. Actually picks up a kill there. Queen of Pain finishes it off. But here's Eminem, the cleanup crew coming in. Boons, an excellent cogs thrown out. It's going to be a double kill for Evil Twig, though. Also, maybe double kill for Eminem. No, Lion gets the last hit. And now Explosive Fury coming through. They just don't have the vision for Eminem here. No dust and no sentries apart from this one. Unfortunately, that just doesn't have the vision up here. Running rampant. So, in the end, a 3 for 2 trade, I believe it was.
That was. Eminem on the Weaver actually made, I think he made a misplay in that fight. He did actually teleport in before the fight started to the tower, and his Shikuchi ran straight in, but he ran over the top of that Sentry Ward, and Crystal Maiden frost bit him, and he took a lot of damage, and he had to time lapse, and he time lapsed back to the top lane, and didn't have any teleports to come back in.
Yeah, I missed that. So, nice pickup there, Swift. In fact, another little misplay there. Evil Twig was TPing down to this bottom tower, and then cancelled it at the last moment. Needs to practice his shift clicking there for the tower. But,
oh, that shift queuing.
Yeah, that time-lapse, if what you're saying is right, is very, very costly for them in that fight, and might be very bad for them. Illusion is going to get caught out here, but instantly throwing out the song. This is going to let their whole team come in here. Evil Twig walks into it on the back end. The 2-man A Dream Coil coming out from Puck. He gets shackled up though. Excellent shackled there by Windrunner. The Soul Assumption and Power Shot enough to take him down. Boone's now the only one here. Kills off one, hooks onto another. Might get a double here. Cogs 3 in, but in comes Miguel's with the damage. He's got a BKB finished up if he wants to buy it now, but in comes Eminem looking for a kill on Evil Twig, but there's a sentry ward here. Needs to be very careful. Has the time lapse. Might need to use it here, but no, just goes down. And Miggles is just standing strong. M goes back. Oh, Miggles just missing out on turning around, getting that right click, but he now also has a BKB flying out on the courier. And that was probably the best that Rest could hope for. It looked so bad for them after that song came out, as well as the two-man Dream Coil, but really what saved it for them there was the excellent shackle shot from Explosive Fury, just in time on the puck.
That really turned that fight around. Getting that 3-second shackle shot, delaying that silence, and allowing Miggles on the Templar Assassin to come in the middle of the fight and shred those supports.
Twig blinking forwards here, gets silenced out as well as getting hooked by the Clockwork. The Finger of Death is going to finish him off, but Boons is caught on a tree now, and there's Tondas throwing out the ulti for the kill. 2-on-4 now behind. Miggles using the BKB, but he gets netted up. The Versace Millie is going to town, but they don't get microed. One falls before they get resummoned, and that's the 10-second BKB. Meanwhile, two-man Dream Coil. Tondas now caught out here. The silence is actually going to miss on both heroes. 2-on-4 getting shackled to a tree again. Illusion following Tondas. The net comes out. Puck jumps, is going for this kill, but the wind run comes out, gets slowed. Tondas will still go down, but 2-on-4 just getting way too aggressive there and falls for his, for just going in there. It was just way too aggressive going for that kill.
Yeah, that fight was looking really, really good for Young Money Club until the puck jumped in and copped that auto attack from the Wind Runner or Wind Ranger and went down. So that was a bit of a misplay, I feel, there. It was looking so good. It was 2-for-1 trade. They got two really important heroes in the form of the Queen. Well, got one really important hero, got the Queen of Pain, and took out the Crystal Maiden support as well. And then gave it up with that death. I think that turned it around and actually made that fight more worthwhile for Rest. Being able to take out the Clockwork and the puck in that fight.
Definitely the two more important heroes that fell. And Rest just want to take down this tier 1 tower at bottom. They've got the damage coming out from TA, who did have to go first item BKB just because there is so much lockdown coming out of this YMC squad. More than likely, we'll see her now transition into a few items. You could either go kind of the Blink build to get some instant Blink initiations and try to melt these supports, but it may not be the best against, you know, heroes like the Lion. You need to pre-shoot the BKB as well, otherwise you're just going to get instantly hexed. Or we might see Miguel's just go straight for that Desolator and just get more damage onto towers as well as heroes with that negative armor. So Miguel's has a few options. Of course, he could always go for the drums, but I just feel that 19 minutes is a bit late for the drums. If he was going to pick them up, he probably would have got them before the BKB. So I think his next big item will probably be Deso or the Blink.
I feel that Miggles on the Templar Assassin is going to need a little something else before he can go straight for a Deso, because even though he does have that Black King bar, Young Money Club have the Naga Siren. That Ensnare or the Song of the Siren is able to single out the Templar Assassin even with the Black King bar on. So I feel that he needs just a little something more to be able to live through being ensnared or being targeted during a Song of the Sirens. So
you
maybe
think he should,
drums.
Go back for the drums there?
I think getting that little bit of extra stats from the drums, or getting that bit of mobility so that he can try and blink out of the ensnare if it's coming for him. Maybe a few different options, but see how they go.
We'll have to see how ballsy he's going to be with his decisions. Meanwhile, Evil Twig looks to be building towards an Orchid. Has got up an early Cloak, though, which is something we don't often see. Maybe just a bit of spell resistance to that Puck Burst, of course. Just the Naked Cloak. It's a great investment for what you actually get. It's 550 gold, and you get 15% magic resist. So, you know, it did set a little bit for the Orchid, but it's not too much, and it does give him some great survivability in these fights. Meanwhile, Miguel's does pick up that Blink Dagger, so it looks like he's going for the initiation, and he also has a double damage rune bottled up right now, so this could be very dangerous for YMC if he chooses to come in here.
Yeah, if Young Money Club choose to keep pushing onto the tier 2 tower, which doesn't look like they will, they've turned around and they're wandering through the jungle, hoping to find a few pickoffs, maybe get this Queen of Pain who has showed herself in lane.
YMC coming through now, 2-on-4. Blinking in, Evil Twig has been silenced, might be able to blink away, no, gets completely chain stunned. It's going to be a double kill for GV, using the Finger of Death there, takes down Visage, and Miguel's just didn't really have an opportunity to jump in there. Has the double damage though, Explosive Fury and Tondas are on the side here. They might look to go in, they know the puck ulti's down, but Illusion does still have Song up his sleeve. Miguel's comes through, pops the BKB, the Song's going to do nothing. He's coming in here, but Boons is going to get off the cogs. He's going for something here, gets ensnared as well. He's trying to do as much as he can, but that Song and the net is just so strong against taking Miguel's down. The trap will hit too. Puck will be able to blink out, but Boons caught here. The Shackle Shot won't latch, but the Familiar Stun does. Boons throwing out the cogs nicely. It's going to force back Miguel's, but his Blink Dagger comes off cooldown just now. Blinks forward and grabs the kill. He's on a mega kill. Meanwhile, Crystal Maiden catching out Illusion Jesus. But Eminem taking down the tower in the top lane and now has enough money for a BKB. He hasn't been participating in the last couple of fights, and that may be the impetus that throws the fights in YMC's favor when they have a BKB Weaver running through these fights.
The Dire went and fortified.
While Young Money Club do have that answer to the Black King Bar with the Naga Siren, rest don't have an answer. They have that physical damage from the Templar Assassin, which still goes through the Black King Bar, but they don't have any lockdown for that Weaver. As soon as he pops the Black King Bar, he's going to run rampant. He'll be able to take out those supports, and Crystal Maiden is looking very, very juicy right now.
Yeah, I think YMC, we're just really waiting for that BKB. We do have the Weaver, in fact, joining the fight now. They may look to go into Roshan. In fact, we're going to see a hook in here. They've caught out Miggles. There's no way he can blink away now. Even throwing out the BKB, he doesn't want to get hit down by these stuns, but the Naga net comes out. Boone's getting shackled to a tree down here. GV getting frostbitten. We have the Clockwork going down. Explosive Fury getting nuked down, but throws out the Windrun. No, he doesn't have enough mana for it. Force staffing away at the right time. An ultimate coming in from Evil Twig, hitting on 2-on-4 as well as Illusion, but now he's caught out here. A nice double kill for both M and Lethal with the Soul Assumption. Illusion is in trouble. Goes down to Tonda's Ice Wasp, but M has picked up a double kill here. Gets screamed, but Timelapse is back, but into a Frostbite. Great play from Tondas here. He's trying to get away here. He gets an ultra kill, but Tondas might be able to stop him. In fact, the Visage Familiars are the ones to do it. And that's 835 gold. And Crystal Maiden, our sole survivor on the map. That was a 9-death team fight coming out there.
That was a bloodbath. I really feel that Young Money Club had the real upper hand in that fight, but there was a Visage in the back lines. He sort of came around behind the trees into the back of the fight and just started picking off those squishy heroes. He took out the Naga Siren so fast and just like absolutely shredded the Lion when he got shackled to a tree. So that Visage in the back line just really destroyed Young Money Club's potential in that fight.
And because he ended that streak of the Weaver, he now has an Ag Scepter, so he's doing even more damage. If we take a look at the net worth chart, it's basically YMC and Rest leapfrogging each other. If we take a look at the experience graph, it's 24 minutes in, and Rest only have a 3.5k experience advantage. That's basically nothing for this stage of the game. The gold also only around 3,000 in Rest's favor, so YMC actually pulling it back from about a 5k deficit. And doing really well in that gold chart. So this game, really, really close right now. And I think it may come down a bit to Roshan positioning here. I mean, of course, YMC have the advantage being on the Dire, but they do have the TA traps kind of spotting everything out. And I think YMC are going to have to try and take down this mid tower before they attempt anything on Roshan, just so they have a bit of a positioning advantage.
This game so far has been everything that I hoped it would be. Both these teams are playing very, very well. They know what they need for these fights. Like Young Money Club waiting to get that Black King Bar on the Weaver. They know what they need.
We're going to have a blink in from Miggles here. GV not popping the E-Blade, well, not the E-Blade, the Ghost Scepter just in time, but he does now. Miguel's in a lot of trouble, caught in all of these heroes. We get the double familiar stuns coming out. Evil Twig, the only one caught by the Dream Core. Miguel's is still going to town here. Takes down Clockwork. Evil Twig won't fall. In fact, he does. He blinked into the cogs, gets killed off by it. Templar Assassin activating a regen. He's going to be able to rejoin this fight. Blinking forward, M doesn't have a chance to time lapse, and that's a 3-for-1 trade for the favor of Rest. And I think now they just rotate either directly into Roshan or onto that T1 tower, and it gets pinged out, and they're just going to go for that Roshan. The armor melting power of Meld, as well as the medallion picked up by Lethal, are going to really help here. Puck throws out an orb. They know what's going on. In fact, Honda's scouting out Illusion as well. He doesn't have Song for another 60 seconds. He throws out the ult, but he gets silenced by 2-on-4. Illusion still goes down. Weaver has bought back into this game, but these triple familiars just scouting out the high ground perfectly and doing a lot of damage here. Puck might think of jumping in here. It's the perfect time. He's not able to snatch the Aegis though, and now he's in a lot of trouble. Templar Assassin picks it up, but an excellent hookshot from Boons. Wind Ranger goes down instantly, and in fact, Puck manages to get out. Boons dropping very low, gets absolutely melted by Miguel's. GV on the back lines, throwing out the Ghost Scepter, 2-on-4. Now getting hit down by Visage Familiars, but M is here, the Finger of Death. GV coming through with the nukes again, getting a double kill, a 3-for-2 trade, but Miguel's still having that Aegis available.
Taking hits. Dire's bottom tower's getting the business.
That fight, I had to turn my mic off during that fight because I was just shouting at the screens. It's like, holy crap, this is amazing! That fight, that extended fight, like those buybacks, people just like coming back from their respawn and teleporting straight back in. Like Clockwork had to wait out his death timer, teleported straight into the fight, hook shot straight in, picked somebody up, and just reactions all over the place. Both teams sort of, they really wanted, they knew that this Roshan was going to be a critical turning point in this game, and both of them fought so hard for it.
Yeah, and Rest are able to pick it up, but not without some casualties. They do still come out ahead, though. They've got a buyback from the Weaver and took the advantageous trade there. If we take a look at the experience, it's spiked up to about 9k in their favor. The gold is up at around 7,500. Miguel's also with 3.2k gold. Might go for that Desolator, but also could go for something like the Butterfly to give him a bit more kind of survivability against these right clicks. M won't have a MKB for a long time, so I think a Butterfly would be a decent pickup. Maybe you go for something even like the Manta style, just so you can jump out of the silence from Puck.
Could use a hand.
And GV,
he is saving up a lot of money.
Actually dropping a little bit low from these Visage Familiars, and we're gonna have Illusion caught out here, throws out the Song and needs to TP out, but the Visage Familiar coming in doesn't have drop for another 15 seconds, so Illusion does get out of there, but at what cost? The tower does get denied, and Naga Siren Song now on cooldown. If Rest want to force something, now is the time.
And they definitely are. They're still as 5, and they've got their sights on this mid tower. They did manage to put a fair bit of damage on it before, and they're going to try and finish it off.
We have a fortification coming out from YMC, so they might look to defend it here. We've got a TP in from Weaver. He gets instantly shackled. He goes down right away, and he doesn't have any buyback. He won't be back for another 74 seconds. GV gets stunned out here. A 4-staff back from his teammate. A nice Dream Coil is going to take out some of these players. 2-1-4 throws out the silence, instantly jumping back. They only lose the Weaver there, but that is a big death to lose. Also losing the Tier 2 tower. And Rest looking to push their advantage and take this Tier 3 tower in mid. They're going high ground right now.
They want to do it right now with that Weaver dead. That Blacking Bar Weaver putting out a lot of damage in these fights. With him dead, they can take it.
We're going to have a blink in here from Puck. Throwing out the silence, but it's just not enough. But the Finger of Death from GV grabs the kill. Does pay for his insolence, but that's a good kill to pick up. But meanwhile, Miguel's just hitting on this tower. We're going to have a buyback, a blink forward from Miguel's. Throwing out the BKB now as well. We have one down in the background. Boons jumping in, is going to kill off Explosive Fury. Gem on the ground. We need to get him pick it up, but GV actually picks it up instead. The rack's still standing right now. The Soul Assumption's coming thick and fast. Tonda's throwing out the ulti, but it's not enough. Miguel's coming through with a big blink strike. Gem on the ground again. Boons is going to be able to pick it up, but they're just focusing on this Rax. They don't care about the gem right now, and they need to get in here. YMC, Tondas might fall here. 4 stuffs away, but M TPing out to the outer tower will pick him up. Lethal looking to go down as well. Throws down a familiar, tries to TP out, but it just won't be in time. In fact, Miguel's also trying to get out, but Boons has caught him out. He's caught here under the Meld Strike, might get Boons. No! He's gonna respawn with the Aegis, but he's surrounded by enemy heroes. It's basically a team wipe here. He does a very short blink down. His BKB comes off cooldown in a couple of seconds, and he doesn't wait for it before trying to TP. It gets cancelled off by Puck, but he's doing so much damage, but it's not enough to finish him off. That is a full team wipe for YMC, but Rest do take down that middle Rax, but that is a lot to pay to get down that Rax.
That was, I just keep getting dumbfounded by like these fights. They're so all in. Both teams are just charging straight in. They're throwing everything they have and really trying to get the upper hand of these fights. And it's dumbfounding. Like, they're just going so hard. That Templar Assassin right at the end there who got caught out, that tiny little blink was really unfortunate. I feel that if he did get the blink off, if he was able to get it in the right direction, he would have been able to get away from that. So that was a bit of a... Yes.
Yeah, I think maybe the bigger misplay there was the fact that he only had 3 seconds until his BKB came off cooldown. If he had tried to wait it out there, I think he would have been able to pop the BKB and get out of there in time. But, of course, he may have just been silenced by Puck, the ultimate thrown out, and then chain stun. So, of course, Miguel's may have panicked, but also may have made the correct choice in taking the the slim chance of getting out, and a great stat coming out there. Cancelled TPs, 1 on the TA, and that was actually a really costly death for Miggles. He was sitting up at around 6k gold and got knocked down to about 5.2 after that death, so lost quite a chunk of money, but has respawned and gone straight into the crit. So he's not going to go for Deso, he's not going for building damage, he's just going straight for the heroes. They're going Na'Vi style, kill the heroes under the tower and then kill the tower.
I think that that might be an option to go. Like, some of these heroes on the Young Money Club are very squishy. Like Puck, despite his annoying little ability of phase shift, and Weaver's annoying little ability of Shikuchi, they are still all quite squishy. They don't have that much health. They're sort of all sitting just over 1,000 health. Even the Clockwork, who has the most health, is only 1,500. So getting that crit, we'll be able to take down those heroes very easily.
We're actually going to see a 4-man smoke up. The Visage Familiars are trying to scout this out, but we have smoked heroes here. Rest might fall for the bait here. They're thinking of going in, and Explosive Fury goes too far forward, gets hexed up, but in comes Miggles. Boons going down to half health almost immediately. All of these BKBs being thrown out. Evil Twig getting singled out because of it. M just going through. He's still alive, but he does go down, but not before getting out a Scream. He's trying to do something here. Clockwork has taken down Queen of Pain. Crystal Maiden already falling. It's a disastrous fight for Rest at the moment, only grabbing the line so far. Miguel's gets caught out again, a hook back in, and he will go down. It's a double kill for M. 2-1-4 getting shackled here, but Explosive Fury in a bad spot. It's a triple kill for Eminem and a team wipe for YMC. They only take 1 casualty, and that is a big win coming out for Young Money Club.
Radiant's top tower's taking hits.
Young Money Club will be celebrating that one, and there you saw the power of Naga Siren going up against Black King Bars. As soon as Templar Assassin's Black King Bar had run out, being only 44-second duration, Queen of Pain still had that full 10 seconds. Naga Siren's ultimate Song of Siren was popped, and they just targeted Queen of Pain. He was the only person active, the only person who could take damage, and just got shredded, especially by the damage coming out from the Weaver. That physical damage from the Desolator goes straight through the Black King Bar. He didn't stand a chance.
But after that fight, he's now our lead farmer. He's looking to maybe pick up his next damage item now. Illusion with a 4-staff and Puck with a scythe. It's going to be a lot harder for Rest to initiate into this next fight. They have Lion with the instant hex, with the follow-up stun. Puck with the blink hex as well as the silence coming out. it's going to be very difficult. If we take a look at the experience graph, Rest were almost 10,000 ahead, and it's completely plummeted after this last team fight to under 2,000 in the lead. And also the gold, which was up at around 10k, is still at quite a healthy 7.5k. But now, M showing his power. He's basically just one-shotting these familiars. The Desolate hit with the Geminator is enough to kill them off.
These back and forth, and they do opt to try and... No, wait, no, never mind, I'm just getting confused. I'm just looking at the Weaver's money. He has opted to go the Butterfly, so he's picked up that Eagle Song, and that will negate a lot of the damage that the Templar Assassin is doing, considering that he has gone the crit instead of Monkey King Bar, or... yeah, so that will be negating a fair bit. Roshan has just spawned. Young Money Club know that has come up, so they might look to take this bit of momentum that they have at the moment and try and pick off that Roshan before Rest comes in and tries to sneak out from under them.
And I think this is really going to be make or break for both teams. They both have really good fighting lineups, but GV gets caught out in the mid lane, instantly exploded, and that's going to give Rest a big advantage going into this Roshan fight. But Lion, knowing this, buys back instantly. They know they're going to try and come in here. The illusions of Naga might have been spotting it out, but I think Rest maybe here use this Roshan as a semi-bait. They know that they're going to be checking it with the Clockwork, as well as the Weaver bugs just coming through. It is going to spot out Lethal, though, unfortunately, just catching him on the edge and exposing the rest of Rest. And they're both being very tentative where they're positioning. This is where GV really wishes he had something like the Blink Dagger just to get off that instant Hex. And right now, both teams really, really tentative with their position. Kind of feel that they're both really on edge, waiting for this next big fight. Because I think this next big fight is kind of going to be the decider for this game.
They've fallen into a bit of a Mexican standoff, but it's a standoff that Young Money Club has the advantage with this Observer Ward spotting out a lot of Rest's movements and also having those creeps wander in. They do have that bit of vision advantage with Rest doesn't have any Observer Wards around the area.
Well, here we have the Familiars are going to scout everything out. We're going to see 1 stun, 2 stun. They catch out Illusion, but there's not going to be any blink in. Miguel's all the way back on the other side of the fight. They're kind of main initiator at this point of the game, and these Familiars will actually go down. We're going to see a hook in from Boons. He's caught one and managed to catch Evil Twig with the blast. He's got a Ghost Scepter. He's surviving right now. The Song of the Siren gets thrown out. It's just Miggles here, but he's trying to kill off Boons. Isn't able to get it, and his BKB runs out. Miguel's now going down to the Finger of Death, waiting for that to come off. Tonda's throwing out a big ultimate. He catches a triple kill.
That was amazing.
What an amazing play. Waits till all the stuns are out. And Rest take down 4 for the price of 2. TA is brought straight back into this game because he knows how important it is to take down this Roshan, or at least a tower. Clockwork also buying back into this game. They need to keep vision up of the pit. And what a crazy fight. Tonda's really coming through for Rest there, and they reclaim their gem as well. So that's another big swing in gold coming out here. Explosive Fury also picking up the Scythe. He's bought out for this, so no buyback will be available, but in comes a big fight. 2-1-4 coming through, silencing 3. We're going to see a hook in from Boons on the backline, but Tondas is just going to force stuff himself out. YMC down a half health because of that stun. He's going to get shackled to a tree here, but they just don't have the follow-up. Miguel's is too far back. Blink Dagger on cooldown. They're going to go for Boons instead. He gets cogged in. Force stuffs himself out, throws out the Ghost Scepter, and we're going to have 2-1-4 blinking, or orbing away. Explosive Fury now in a bad spot. Boons doesn't have Ags. He's not going to have the hook shot available for a while. Visage is maybe going for Boons here. He's got so much damage with these Familiars. If he can micro them, 1 drop misses. He's going for the 2nd drop, so and Lethal continually just running into these cogs, but in comes Miguel's. He's going to grab the kill here, but on the backside, Lethal gets hexed up by 2-1-4. The damage from M coming through, it's just too much, but 2-1-4 goes down. Miguel's getting a double kill, and Puck buying back into this game. Buybacks left and right, but Rest right now showing their advantage. They are behind in kills, but you can see from the net worth they are looking really good here. Miguel's is actually going to run into M here, who's trying to run as fast as he can away from this fight. He's only at half health, But they're looking to sneak a Roshan here. Excellent play by YMC. They've got the Desolator, they've got the Medallion, but this has been spotted out by a TA trap. It goes off now, and M gets bashed. Probably the worst time that he could hope for. Explosive Fury, what a shackle shot coming in, but again, an even better stun from GV coming out. M gets forced up onto the trees, but he's not going to survive. The song coming out. This match is just insane. Miguel's going for this, the Roshan, but it's going to get killed off by the Radiant. The Aegis picked up by Miguel's, and this is looking great for Rest. Evil Twig coming forward, and this Weaver is dead for 90 seconds. If we take a look at the buyback, he doesn't have it for another 4 minutes, and now Illusion goes down. We're going to see a Dream Coil from 214. He is able to jaunt out of here, but that Range Rax is already down in mid. But unfortunately for Rest, the T2s are down in the other lanes. They're just going to go straight for the T4s. Maybe straight for the throne. Boons comes in with a hookshot, but it hits on a familiar, and he's going to need to run back. YMC getting orchided as well as Hexed. He might go down here, but the Finger of Death coming through. Queen of Pain goes down. Tonda's a second of the ultimate channel before it gets cancelled. Explosive Fury needs to run here, and this is where not having these T2s really is costing Rest. They went for the T4s and are paying the price. Boon's getting shackled to a creep. Miguel's coming through with the damage. GV dropping low as well. They're trying to take him down. A 3-man Impale coming out from the Lion, and Rest just can't catch a break here. The power shot coming through, but it's just going to miss on Puck and GV, and they're taking down one T4. The fortification coming down. Weaver is dead for another 25 seconds, and YMC are desperately just trying to defend their throne right now. Puck comes in from behind, but he gets hexed up, shackled to a creep, and he goes down. BKB Pop, Blink Forge from Miguel's. He's thrown out the Ghost Scepter though. GV going down to the Soul Assumption and the Scream. The throne is now naked. It's going down so quickly. Rest looks like they might have it. The good game is called, and in an extremely thrilling finish. Rest take out the game against YMC. The final score at 42 minutes, 44 to 44 kills. The experience 17,000 in favor of Rest and 17,000 gold as well. That was an insane game.
Holy hell, that match was nuts. I mean, for the last 20 minutes, as a play-by-play caster, you didn't even need me. Like, I sit here and like, yeah, go, okay, but there was always just action happening. There was more than 2 kills per minute that entire match. That was huge. It was so action-packed, fantastic game, fantastically played by both teams. Really, really fun match to watch.
That was just an incredible game. Thank you, AEL, for hosting this tournament. The teams were Rest, and YMC. I've been your caster, The Spectre. Joining me from Dota is Hard was Project Swift. It'll be that will be it from us for tonight. But we do have one more game coming up. It was scheduled for a 10 o'clock start, but this insane game has run late. It will be Mate in 6 versus ZSWY, so that will be coming up soon. So thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope you stay watching for the rest of the tournament. I believe, apart from the game going on tonight, the next games will occur on Monday the 9th. So please come back and tune in. The stream is twitch.tv/esports daily. As I said, I've been the Spectre. Joining me was Swift, and thank you for watching.
Thank you. Good night.